Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for our initial due diligence video on SoFi, ticker symbol SOFI, where we will do our due diligence and try to answer the question, is SoFi a stock to buy now or not? Or should we wait or should we avoid it? So again, we'll do our standard initial due diligence, try to answer the question, is SoFi a stock to buy now? So stick around to the end. We'll draw our conclusions from our due diligence and add our opinions. Again, not financial advice, just for education and entertainment purposes only. But again, we'll go through our due diligence and give you our opinions as to, is SoFi a stock to buy now? And if so, for what type of trade, short-term, long-term, swing trade, long-term investment, etc. So stick around to the end and we'll give you our opinions in those regards. So now let's get started with our due diligence on SoFi, ticker symbol SOFI. This due diligence video was requested by a fellow BeachBum trader in our Discord. User 1337 Duncan requested this due diligence, and so in response to that, we're doing this due diligence video. Again, in response to our fellow BeachBum trader 1337 Duncan in our Discord. You can find an invite to our Discord in the description box below. If you would like to request that we perform this type of due diligence on any other company, stock, etc., you can post in our Discord. We now have a due diligence channel in our Discord where you can make such requests, and we will post responses also in the comments to this video in our Facebook group and or via our social media, links to which you can find all in the description box below. So again, we wanted to respond to our fellow BeachBum traders' request for this due diligence, and that's the source of this video. So we hope this helps. Okay, let's take a tour of SoFi's homepage at SoFi.com. I will leave the direct link to SoFi's homepage in the description box below, so we can see, what are they all about, what are they focusing on, etc. So we can see they're talking about banking, offering a 3% APR is their big banner. They're talking about the paying off up to $1 million in student debt. So they're offering funding and investing account, offering 1K in stock by funding an investing account, credit scores. So again, we can see, and they've got a mobile app, so they're focusing on that as well. So again, we see the various areas, the financial technology type areas. So here's all their areas: personal loans, banking, credit score and budgeting, private student loans, student loan refinancing, investing, mortgage loans, credit cards, insurance, and auto loan financing. So they're trying to get into all kinds of different areas of finance, etc. You got everything from banking to personal loans to insurance, credit cards, mortgages, etc. So they're really trying to get into all of those different areas. So smart money moves, help where you need it, complementary benefits, a one-stop. So here's their main focus, and we can see why they, in all those areas, they're trying to become a one-stop shop for your finances. So that is, it seems like that's their mission statement. It's a mobile app. So it says they've got 4 million members, 34 billion in debt paid off, 34 million in rewards, 73 billion in funded loans. They're focusing on security. So again, mobile app. And again, I'll leave the direct link to this SoFi's webpage, homepage in the description box below, so you can explore this in more detail. We see all these different financial products they're trying to offer. law and MBA refinancing, MBA loans, so different types of student loans, credit cards, credit card consolidation, auto loans, mortgage loans, etc. So again, very, very broad, stretched across the whole, trying to become a one-stop shop for all your financial needs seems to be their mission, their primary objective. So we'll see how well they can achieve that and how well the company's doing, how well the stock's doing. Our due diligence on SoFi Technologies Inc., ticker symbol SOFI in ChartMill. I'll leave the direct link to the profile for SoFi in ChartMill in the description box below. As of November 5th, 2022, we can see their overall technical analysis rating is a half a star out of 5, very poor. Setup is 2 out of 5, very poor. We can see they're in the financials, consumer finance sector. Their overall fundamental analysis rating in ChartMill is 1 out of 5, very poor. Valuation 1 out of 5, poor. Profitability 0. Growth 4 out of 5. Health half a star out of 5, and dividend 0 out of 5. So again, all very poor fundamental analysis ratings. We'll look at those in more detail in a minute in ChartMill, but we can see the main focus positive is growth. We see a short snippet of their stock chart. We'll look at that in more detail, but we can see a slight downtrending. Seems to be holding that downtrend line as support. We see it's in a wedge coming down, and it popped up briefly, but then got rejected off that upper trend line, got rejected off the moving average recently. So again, we'll look at a broader look at their stock chart in a minute. See earnings on 11/1, small institutional ownership, about 5 billion market cap. Obviously, they're not profitable. They have no PE. About 17% institutional ownership, 922 million shares. And we look at their profile. It says SoFi Technologies Inc. provides financial services, headquartered in San Francisco, employs 2,500 full-time employees, IPO'd in November of 2020, operates a financial services platform, 3 major segments: lending, technology platform, financial services, got personal loans, student loans, home loans, related servicing activities, platform as a service through Galileo, and infrastructure to facilitate core client-facing and back-end capabilities, account setup, funding, direct deposit authorization, processing, payments functionality, check account balance features, and financial services, SoFi checking, savings, money management product, SoFi Invest product, credit card product, and a relay of personal finance management product, and others. Okay, let's look at the stock chart for SoFi Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI in ChartMill in a little more detail. So we look at the daily chart, we can see it's, a slight downtrend. We can see this support line around 5 seems to be respected quite a bit. We see the 50-day SMA. It recently popped above that, then broke back down. That's posing resistance at about 550. See it's in a downward trending wedge. We see the other moving averages are downtrending. So let's zoom out a bit to the weekly. So again, we can see it hit a high early on back in the 24s. Dipped down, peaked again around 24, and has been downtrending for quite a long time since then. Looks like it's stabilized somewhat in May, and the downtrend is slightly less, but it just looks like it's oscillating around significantly below its moving average. We zoom out to the monthly. Again, we see this major downtrend with a little more stability. Again, $5 seems to be a pretty stable support level. Again, not a whole lot of upside until you go back quite a ways. Okay, if we look at the technical analysis data for SoFi Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI, and ChartMill as of November 5th, 2022, we see a technical rating of only 1 out of 10, so very poor. Scores bad on all fronts, bad performing the overall market. Both the medium short-term pictures are negative. It's got an average volume of 42 million, so it's very liquid. We see support. It's got a support zone 480 to 484, a resistance of 540 to 549, 561, and 574 and 614. So we also see the setup is 4 out of 10, so poor technical rating. It's also only medium. Price movement too volatile to find a nice entry and exit. Probably good idea to wait for consolidation. Long-term trend's been negative. It's underperforming consumer finance. It's underperforming the consumer finance sector, and it's near the lower end of its 52-week range. So we see the very short-term trend's been positive, but the longer-term trends have all been negative. And here again, the short term has been only neutral. See an ATR of about 39 cents. Volume of 53 million, so it's very liquid. We look at the fundamental analysis data for SoFi Technologies Inc., ticker symbol SOFI, and ChartMill. See, as of November 5th, 2022, it gets a fundamental rating of only 2 out of 10. Has a bad profitability rating. Also, its financial health is rather negative, valued quite expensive. But it does show excellent growth. So the health is very poor, no dividend, valuation's poor, profitability is very poor. Its only redeeming factor is its growth. So again, we see the profitability 0 out of 10. It's all red. Return on assets is negative. Profit margin is negative, which is bad. Very weak Petrovsky S, indication of health and profitability issues. So again, very negative. It's also underperforming the industry significantly. Valuation 2 out of 10. Its price to book is okay. Price to earnings is negative, so they're losing money. It has a negative price to earnings ratio. Forward PE is negative, so no indication they're going to be profitable, and they're underperforming the industry. So growth, it's showing very positive. Again, that seems to be its only redeeming quality is its growth rate. Strong growth in earnings per share, 18%. Strong growth in earnings per share, 15%. Strong growth in revenue, 56%, 54% over the past couple of years, and is expected to continue to grow at about 37%, so very strong growth. So again, EPS, they've lost money. Looks like it's turning positive, and then a slight, decline. Revenue growth was positive. Looks about the same with a little bit of a decline. So we see revenues ramping up, nice, not quite exponential, but increasing growth going forward. EPS very negative, but approaching 0 going forward. So it looks like, they may approach at least break even, maybe in 24. So, but nothing positive. Health score is only 1 out of 10. Debt to equity is in line. Again, Petrovsky F score is 2. The health and profitability issues outperformed a little bit. They don't pay a dividend. So PEs are all NA because they're losing money. Again, only 1 out of 5 for fundamental analysis rating. Altman Z is not applicable, so that's not good. You know, they're probably going to have to raise money. I don't see a debt here. Profitability, though, they're losing money. They're not profitable. Debt to equity is a little high. We look at the analyst ratings in ChartMill for SoFi Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI. Right now it's got a buy percent consensus of 81%, mean price target of 846 with 63% upside. It's got 19 analysts, so a decent amount of analysts. We see right now it's at 518. The median price target's 816. The mean is 846, so 57 to 63% upside. The high is 1155, 122% upside. So the analysts are giving it significant upside. Hasn't changed much. It's got decent coverage. Recently, we got a neutral rating, equal rate. We got a neutral to buy back in September and a neutral in September. So we've got 7 strong buys, 6 buys, 6 holds, no sells, no strong sells. Looks like the buys relatively stable. Got a couple additional holds, relatively stable. Not a whole lot of change recently. Okay, if we look at the ownership structure for SoFi Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI in ChartMill, see vast majority is public retail, almost 82%, got 17% institutional and only 1% insider, so a lot of, potential volatility. See the float, 11 million, outstanding 922 million. Only 1% insider ownership, 17% institutional or insiders gone up, institutional's gone down. So we see a significant drop from June to September in institutional ownership. Again, potential increased volatility. We see a major insider sell back in August, 24 million shares. So we see options exercising. And then back in August, we see, so it looks like some venture capital type groups had some major sell-offs. Our due diligence on SoFi Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI, in the stock screen in Webull. Just enter the ticker symbol in the search bar on the stock screen. This is the online browser version of Webull. On the stock screen, we can see I've got it set to a 1-year chart, so we can see SoFi has pretty much declined since they IPO'd. Looks like it, bottomed at one point in May of 22, and then it went kind of flat. Their last earnings was August of 22, and it's been pretty flat since then. Low of about 477, a recent high of about 852 or so. So maybe 380 upside. The low was pretty recent. We see another interesting behavior in that it seemed to have popped after earnings most recently. So that may be a potential opportunity for shorter term trades after their earnings. Let's look in the lower pane of the stock screen on Webull, a nice feature of Webull. From the stock screen, we can pop this lower pane up. We can see recent news. So should you buy SoFi after Q3 earnings? Gives back its post-earnings gains. Challenging interest rate environment. Price target cut, so that gives us an idea of some of the recent news. Look at the financials. So the income is negative, but increasing, and looks like they've been beating estimates slightly. So that's, at least positive that they're beating estimates and it's improving. Balance sheet looks pretty flat. They are beating estimates. So again, we saw they tend to run up after estimates, and that may be because they're beating the estimates. Cash flow is negative, was below estimates, and recently plummeted. So that may also explain recent price declines. Financial ratios, again, beating estimates, but negative, but slightly improving. Net income, again, negative, slightly improving. Revenue is flat. Operating income's flat, or we don't have the data. Look at their balance sheet. So their total assets is increasing, but their total debt is also increasing. So their debt to asset ratio is also increasing. That's not really good. Cash flow, operating cash flow is declining. That's very bad. It's negative and declining. Their investing cash flow is declining and went negative. That's also not good. Financing went to positive in Q4 21. It's improving somewhat. So we get a view of their financials. Here's the analyst views in Webull. We've got 13 analysts. The consensus is a buy. We've got 38% strong buy, 23% buy, 38% hold, and no sells or underperform. At a current price of $5.18, the average analyst target is $8.13, so about $3 upside. The high is 11, so it's about a double on the high end, and the low is 6, so it's only got 80-cent upside on the low end. Short interest looks like it's been increasing and then flat. Institutional holdings increased. Order flow looks mostly small. It is in several ETFs, so mostly I'm sure financial related fintech. There we go, fintech ETFs, so fintech related ETFs, financial sector. See press releases, mostly SEC filings, corporate actions, so they don't pay a dividend. It is optionable, so you could sell covered calls against it to generate your own dividends if you wanted. And we saw the stock was rather liquid. And then you can again read their description, a summary of their profile, and access their website through the brief in the stock screen on Webull. If we zoom into a monthly chart real quickly just to kind of see, so we see it bottomed October 11th or so, run up. It peaked recently on November 1st, hit a peak, and then declined pretty rapidly, so it didn't hold those gains. And again, we saw it's been in steady decline, been pretty flat, and just had a recent turn up just a little bit. Just a quick reminder that as of the recording of this video on August 16th, Webull is currently offering up to 12 free stocks if you open and fund a new account in Webull. This is the most number of free stocks I've seen Webull offer. I don't know how long this offer will last, but if you're not already using Webull, here's an opportunity to get 12 free stocks. You can find our affiliate link to Webull in the description box below, on the About page on our YouTube channel, in the link section. Okay, let's do our due diligence on SoFi Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI, and FinViz. And I will leave the direct link to the profile for SoFi in FinViz in the description box below. We can see in their daily chart, it looks like we have a trend resistance at about 550. We can see it's kind of in a declining wedge there. We can see we've got another resistance point at about 8, sitting at 518. It's pretty low. It's kind of hugging its averages, pretty tight on the averages. We'll zoom out to the weekly. So we see, since it's a pop-down IPO, declined. We've gotten lower highs on these pops, and then since about November of 21, it's been in pretty steep decline. It's now below and getting resistance from that Looks like the 20-week moving average. The 50-week moving average significantly higher. Looks like it recently bottomed. We can zoom out to the monthly just very quickly. We see that steep pop on IPO and then the steep decline recently. Look at their metrics, 4.7 billion market cap. They're losing money, about 388 million loss on 456 million sales. Cash per share is very low, less than $1. No dividend. It is optionable. High debt, so the debt ratio is showing high. Price to sales is showing red. That's negative. 910 million outstanding shares, 820 million float. It's got a pretty high short, almost 12% short. So, there is some potential for a squeeze a little bit. ATR is about 39 cents. Performance all negative. Check the recent news. So when did they say, okay, November 1st, they said there was an earnings report. We'll see if there's any news about that earnings report. So give it back. It's post-earning gains. Okay, so they had a positive earnings report, and that probably on the 1st, so that probably attributes to that recent pop. That pop was on November 1st. And then it pretty much declined again very quickly. So it pretty much gave up those gains very quickly, even though it was initially perceived to be a positive earnings report. So you see there's got some volatility on news. See their profile here in FinViz, provides financial services, 3 segments: lending, technology, platform, financial services. Lending and financial services allows members to borrow, save, spend, invest, and protect their money. Offers student loans, personal loans for debt consolidation, home improvement projects, home loans, cash management, investment, technology services. Operates Galileo, technology platform that offers services to financial and non-financial institutions. Apex, a technology-enabled platform that provides investment custody and clearing brokerage services, such as Technisys, a cloud-based digital multi-product core banking platform. It's founded in 2011 and is in San Francisco. We look at their financials here in FinViz. We see income, or that's interest income, has been declining. Net interest income has been improving. Net income is negative. It was very negative in 21. EPS is negative. It was very negative in 21. Improved a little bit, but still significantly negative. We look at quarterly. So again, interest income's improving. Net interest is improving. Net income is negative but improving. And EPS is negative and improving on a quarterly basis. So they are making improvements, but they're still losing a lot of money. We see a couple insider sells in August and in June. Okay, let's also do our due diligence on SoFi Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI, and Seeking Alpha, and I will leave the direct link to the profile for SoFi and Seeking Alpha in the description box below. We see in their chart, the yearly chart, just a steady decline to pretty much flat, slightly declining. See EPS is negative. Short interest pretty high, 12 over 12%. Market cap about 5 billion, and a volume about 53 million. So pretty significant volume. See 52-week range from 478 to 24. So it's got quite a bit of range, but declining recently. We look at some of the analyst articles and recent news. So market overreacts to their Q3 earnings. Investors may not be getting the full picture. Bulls suffered after pummeling. Earnings beat. So again, their last earnings was a beat on November 1st. Fed rate hike hits lending stocks. So we had the recent rate hike that's perceived as a negative. Climbs after Q3 revenue, guidance boost, so they boosted guidance, but it was negative. They lost money, beat only by a cent. They significantly beat on revenue, and they raised guidance. That's positive going forward. Another great quarter, so we saw they have a tendency to beat estimates, which is positive. Court temporarily blocks Biden's student loan forgiveness program, and at the end, when we draw our conclusions, this is one of the things we'll talk about, is the potential impact and catalyst relative to SoFi regarding the Biden student loan forgiveness program and the potential impact that has on SoFi's core business. Soars 15%, so it does pop on news. Galileo expands. Race to buy. So the rating summary in Seeking Alpha authors say buy. Wall Street says buy. Quants say sell. Evaluation is graded at D+. Growth A-, and profitability F. They lose a lot of money, so you can read their profile in Seeking Alpha as well. If we look at their annual revenue, looks like it bottomed in December 2018. It's been growing nicely, increasing quarterly. Again, increasing. Looks relatively flat until Q1 of 23. Earnings per share has been very negative, but improving. Still negative in Q1 of 23. Again, very negative. Still negative in 22. Still negative in 23, but improving. So again, we see improvement. Sales improvement. Again, they're not profitable. Revenue growth, so good revenue growth, 50% revenue growth. Gross profit margins very high, 78%. But their net income margin's a negative 29%. So they're making money, but they're losing a lot of money. Momentum's generally negative. Market cap about $5 billion. Total debt's about $5 billion. So that's very negative. They have a huge amount of debt. They only have $935 million in cash on $5 billion in debt. It seems like a very high risk, in my humble opinion. So their average volume about 45 million. Shares outstanding about 927 million. Their ownership structure about almost 50% public, about 35% institutional. You've got a public corporation about 5%, and insiders about 10%. Some of the competitors they point out, it looks like consumer finance, First Cash, credit acceptance. Although we'll talk about at the end, they're so broadly spread that there are all kinds of competitors specialized in each of the segments that they're trying to compete in. So we want to talk about that as well. Again, short interest a little high, potential for a squeeze given the right conditions, 12%. 98 million shares short, 2 days to cover. Its beta is 1.28, so it's going to move a little faster than its index. The Altman Z is not applicable. That's, again, a major concern. Risk of illiquidity, bankruptcy, etc. Probably due to their high debt and the fact that they're losing money. So, again, revenue 1.36 billion. 1.55 per share. Net income negative 391 million. So they're losing a ton of money. negative 50 cents EPS. They have $935 million in cash and $4.7 billion in debt. So their debt to equity is 86%, very high. Cash from operations minus $6 billion, so they're losing $6 billion in cash from operations, and they only have $935 million in cash. So that again seems like a very high risk. They're losing so much money. Free cash flows very negative. Their investing is very negative as well. Total debt's very high. Long-term debt's very high. Okay, so given all of our due diligence on SoFi Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI, what are our opinions in terms of is SoFi a stock to buy now? Well, we saw that SoFi is losing a ton of money. They're losing more money than they have cash. It's a major risk, major concern. SoFi appeared to IPO during what some are terming the golden age of growth stocks. That's the only area that's their redeeming quality is their high growth. And so they did very well initially on their IPO. We saw that when they IPO'd, they initially popped up, and then it dipped and popped up a couple times. But since then, it's been in a steady decline. So once that era of the golden era of growth stocks kind of ended, they've been in steady decline. Now we're going into a rising interest rate environment, a recessionary environment, where the cost of money is not free money anymore. And the fact they're losing money, they don't pay a dividend, price has been depreciating. Again, there aren't a whole lot of redeeming qualities in the current economic environment that would cause one to want to invest in SoFi at the current time. Also, again, we see that the price has been declining, except occasionally right after earnings. They have had a tendency to beat earnings, and they get a short pop, but then we see it generally declines right after that. So that pop after earnings, if they beat, it tends to be very short. If you feel compelled to trade SoFi, buy SoFi, it looks like the time to do that would be if they beat earnings. You jump on and ride that pop on earnings up until it peaks, and you can make some money that way. But again, you don't want to hold on to it because it gives back pretty much all of the gains that it's had over earnings and then some. So again, not very positive. I don't see in the current economic environment of going into a recession, raising interest rates, high inflation. Also something to talk about is they're spread so thin. They're in so many financial areas. Although I like their mission of being a one-stop shop for all your financial needs, I think they spread themselves way too thin, and I think they will encounter stiff competition from other companies that are focused on each of these areas, and I think they're spread too thin to compete effectively against someone who's focused in those areas. Also, given the current environment, the housing market's into a recession, mortgage loans is going to deteriorate. Again, you're competing against major credit card companies. There's also the issue with student loan financing that everybody's been waiting to refinance student loans to see if the Biden forgiveness of student loans will go through, exactly who's going to qualify, at what level, etc. So it's a major headwind right now. It's in court. It's uncertain, so people are waiting. So again, right now that's a headwind. If something happens and people cannot get their loans forgiven, and that's a done deal, they may turn to SoFi to refinance, and that seemed to be their core original business. So again, and then they're in insurance, trying to compete against very large insurance companies, auto refinancing, auto financing. Again, I think they just spread themselves too thin. They're losing tons of money. They're going to run out of money, which means they're going to need to offer, do more offerings, or they're not going to be able to do debt financing. They have high debt, and the interest rates on debt finance is going to be very high. So I would expect significant offerings and significant dilution going forward. So therefore, again, this is not financial advice. This is my opinion, but I can't see holding SoFi for any period of time due to potential dilution. They even have a risk of insolvency if they don't fix their cash position. So again, I don't see any reason to buy SoFi as a stock to buy now, or until we reach a new era in the economy where growth stocks become back in vogue. Again, it gets a good pop as a positive growth stock, but that's the only environment in which SoFi outperforms. Now, maybe they will figure out that they're spread too thin and will focus on the most profitable areas of their business. That probably would have been a better idea to begin with, is to make focus on your profitable business, grow that, and then expand organically into adjacent businesses and grow those to be profitable, rather than spreading out so broadly and losing so much money that now you're at risk of insolvency. So again, my opinion, but yeah, to answer the question, is SoFi a stock to buy now? In our opinion, the answer is no. And again, I would wait until a new, golden age of growth stocks, unless they can again pivot their business model, focus their business model on their most profitable segments, ditch some of the ones that are not going to fare well in a recession and rising interest rate environment, and become a profitable financial technology company. Until they do that, I can't see investing or buying SoFi. So let us know your thoughts. So what do you think about SoFi? Do you think SoFi is a stock to buy now? Why or why not? Let us know in the comments, in our free Discord, in our Facebook group, via social media, etc. And let us know your opinion. Is SoFi a stock to buy now or not? And if so, why? So I hope this all helps. Good luck and have a great trading day. The content of this video was produced by BeachBum Trading. We hope you will choose to also join us in the BeachBum Trading community and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit us at our homepage at beachbumtrading.com, the bum without the U. Similarly on Twitter, BeachBum Trading, bum without the U. On Facebook and in our BeachBum Trading Facebook group. Please follow us on Pinterest and on Instagram. All of the links to our social media sites will be included in the description box below, and we hope you will choose to subscribe to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Thank you. We also cordially want to invite you to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, where we can have discussions on all topics related to trading, success in trading, investing, etc. You can see alerts when we make trades, changes to our watch lists, etc. So again, please join us in the new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server. You should be able to find a link in the description box below. You can also find a link in the social media category on our webpage, beachbumtrading.com, without the bum without the U, and also in the link section on the about page of our YouTube channel, etc. So again, we look forward to seeing you in the BeachBum Trading Community Discord server soon. Wave and say hello. BeachBum Trading also now has a site on Patreon. If you are willing and able to help support our efforts to produce all the content and help you achieve the financial freedom you want, deserve, to be able to live the BeachBum lifestyle or any other kind of lifestyle you would like, and you're willing and able to help support our efforts in these regards, we hope you'll choose to visit our Patreon page. You can get access to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, which is currently under construction, but you will get access to the Discord server by supporting us through Patreon. Again, this is all currently under construction, but you can see We just have the default levels, membership levels, but again, each level allows support, allows access to our Discord. We're also posting our trade positions initially in our Discord, and again, we greatly appreciate any support that you're willing and able to provide. So thank you for your consideration. Another way that you can help support BeachBum Trading and being able to produce frequent quality content for you for free on YouTube, etc., is in addition to subscribing to our BeachBum Trading channel, hitting the like button on our videos, and hitting the notify so you're alerted when we release further videos. You can also choose to show your support for BeachBum Trading with a super thanks, which you can find below this video. If you hit the heart with the $sign, the super thanks, again, you can financially support BeachBum Trading in whatever amount that you wish, and we greatly appreciate your support, and that will help us, again, be able to produce frequent quality content that we can provide for you and all your fellow BeachBum traders around the world for free on YouTube. So again, we greatly appreciate all of your support, and thank you very much. Thank you again for watching our video. We hope that you liked it. If so, please smash the like button, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. Please share this video with your fellow traders and friends. And please give us your feedback and any recommendations for improvement in the comments section below. And let us know what else we can do to help you in your trading career. Thank you again, good luck, and have a great trading day. If you like this video, we hope you will choose to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the box in the upper left-hand corner. You can watch another video like this by clicking on the box in the lower right-hand corner. And we have a whole playlist of videos like this that you can access via the box in the upper right-hand corner. Our latest video is available in the box in the lower left-hand corner. We hope you like this and have a great day.